انا خريدو خذوا خط خيزيز بچه‌ها بیتو سوارا اینجا
Despite I touched the ground of Tajikistan only a few days after war clashes, it was the most smooth border crossing I have ever done, maybe because of presence of president even on photos. No direct way to the capital, so literally was surrounded by all taxi vehicles in order to win the only client but escaped by a pirate BMW taxi that offered a free lift because he confused me for German, where his car comes from. From this city, a small van was the accomplice for the rest of the trip, with two friendly curious locals who had to use the Google Translator in order to communicate. Even driver was curious for my photos in my phone too and explored them without bothering to ask.
Artuç, bol Artuç. Kuli kalom, ozi kazarafşu. Riv zarafşu.
river
Riv zarafşu.
Third and last car was a guy with his parents that offered a ride till capital.
Ayni.
Rocky scenery, but lots of rivers. A small stop for dried cheese on a water spring that had nice display of drinks. Trip continued through rocky valleys and level of adventure rose by driving even on left side of the road instead of right and overtaking military vans on curves. How I understood I was in a city? Flags, posters of president, and Soviet monuments. Same wild scenery out of the cities and military trucks returning from the war zone. More rivers and bridges and huge mountains, and an unexpected stop for the ship to pass by.
kilometre.
90% of land of Tajikistan is mountains, and second longest glacier in the world is here too. Then had to drive through tunnels with no good visibility, and to add action, the driver started overtaking blindly. Then another stop to get some local honey. Unlimited naps, and finally reached the capital Dushanbe, where driver asked secretly from his parents for money because he got tired by half-day driving. Our lovely host with her friends invited us to a traditional high-class restaurant where we witnessed local dances. And first long day closed nicely. Next morning, passed by from the work of my host, where she gave me a gift service. Until she finished work, went for sightseeing. Here a cop wanted $50 because chilling is not allowed, but only sitting, as is President's Park. Holding an irrelevant paper, he wanted to take me to the police station as I didn't cooperate to pay. So after I realized he wouldn't quit easily, I scared him to report him to the president, and he just let me go and wished me a good day. Later at night, met my host and had a nice dinner before going home, always under the presence of President. Next morning, met my host and her friend, and we did a small road trip to his shore fortress with its traditional museum.
І входиш ви, будку, хай вам.
You don't like?
Chainmail armor, banknotes, wooden art, house decorations, Soviet heroes, traditional clothes, and rooms where birds have to be covered for prey time. And of course, President is on every wall to remind to the people how skillful and caring he is. Stopped to a restaurant with a pool, hidden in countryside for a quick traditional lunch.
Там слоеное тесто чего?
Back to Dushanbe. Dushanbe, by the way, means Monday, as in the past there was a big market happening every Monday. Before that it was called Stalinabad. Locals were baking bread.
Do you want to see?
Yeah.
You wanna try?
Later caused problem to my taxi driver because he made a U-turn and the cop wanted bribe for not giving the fine but was afraid to take it because the tourist, me, was watching him, so he just called the driver to his police car to finish the job. After all, arrived to National Stadium, which also hosts photos of President because he is sport person too, beside all other things. Last walk in center for some photos. And since I was seeing President everywhere in posters, he decided to show up in person too with his convoy. Off to airport where bags wait to be weighted and President to show his caring for Earth.